Okay, so let's talk about Semantic Scholar. Semantic Scholar is one of those AI tools that you can't escape when you are in the research field. Especially if you are someone into doing research with AI, Semantic Scholar is one of those platforms that you might have come across. Semantic Scholar is one platform that aggregates all literature that you are looking for and delivers it to you after searching through its platform. So think of it more like Google Scholar on steroid. Semantic Scholar is free. You can sign up and start using it straight away. So let's go to the website, Semantic Scholar. Here you can see that Semantic Scholar is an AI-powered research tool for scientific literature. So it has been trained to only bring you scientific literature. And we can start by typing in our search here. So we'll start with physical activity among obese children. So this is the interface of Semantic Scholar and how you are supposed to navigate it. So this has returned our search results, and we can see we have about 48,400 results for physical activity among obese children. And Semantic Scholar, just like any other database platform, has a lot of filters that you can use for your own studies. The interesting thing with Semantic Scholar compared to PubMed and Google Scholar is that it gives you results that are semantically correct. Unlike Google Scholar and PubMed, that you have to use a bunch of keywords in order to aggregate what might likely be close to what you are looking for. Semantic Scholar does that work for you in the background. It searches for articles that actually correlate with the term and the set that you've given it in the search box. So you can realize that we are looking for physical activity among obese children, and most of the results correlate with what we are looking for. The first one here says alternative options for prescribing physical activity among obese children and adolescents. So majority of the results that it returns to you would have something semantically linked to your search term. And looking at the filters, we have field of study, the date range, has PDF, ATA, and journals and conferences. So you can limit your search results to the field of study. For example, I want to limit it to anything medicine. So I click medicine. And you can see that it has even reduced it to 40,400 results. So everything here has been done in the domain of medicine. And you can also filter it by the date range, just like any other database. So we can try to get articles from the last 10 years or the last 5 years. And one other important filter is it actually brings up results of studies that have PDFs. That means studies that are open access. So we can click has PDF to make sure that we are not searching and saving articles in vain. Because sometimes you save some articles and you realize that they don't even have PDFs to work with. So all of the results here out of the initial 40,000 plus, we have 8,960 results, which have PDFs that we can download. And you can also filter in by the authors. If you know any particular author in your field of interest, you can go there and select all these authors to see if anything that comes after the results aligns with what you're looking for. And then with the conferences and journals, if you're looking for only articles from specific journals, for example, BMC, Public Health, Plus One, Nutrients, and all this, you can just select that and further limit and narrow your research results. So this is our first result here, the role of identity in parental support for physical activity and healthy eating among overweight and obese children. And you can see the details here. Another important thing is it brings us a summary of each paper. That's the TLDR. So when you expand, you can see a summary of each paper here so that you know what you are dealing with. You can see it first gives you one line, and then it brings back the abstract that you can read and understand what paper you're actually reading or downloading. You can go back here and collapse. And then you can see the journal and the source, and you can also save the article should you need to. So you can save the article to a library. You can create a folder here. For example, we can create a folder and call it, let's say, obesity among children. And then you add the folder. So yeah, every thing that aligns with this particular folder, we can save it into that folder for easy access next time. And then you can also cite just like any other platform. And we have citation styles. We have the big text. You have MLA, APA, and Chicago. And you can equally export as well in the bib text format or the endnotes. And just like the previous folder that we've had, you can save multiple articles to that particular folder so that when you are done, you can bulk export from your library. You are not going to export anything individually. You are exporting all of them at once, then importing them into your reference manager, which is either Mendeley or EndNote or Zotero. So this is basically some of the filters that comes with using Semantic Scholar. And you can equally sort by relevance, citation count, by the most influential papers, or by recency. So suppose we want to see the most recent papers, probably from 2025, 2024, we can just realign them and see the results here. So you can see that the most recent result under this research interest of ours has been published in 8th July 2025. And it goes down like that. You can equally sort it by the citation count to see which papers have been most cited among others. So you can see our results has also changed again here. But it's always best to sort them by relevance so that you can sort them by the most relevant results to your search term. So you can sort them by the most relevant results to your search term. So this is just the how-to of Semantic Scholar. Pretty easy and very, very cool. This is what most other AI tools that promise to do literature review for you use. So they extract their data from Semantic Scholar. They are connected to Semantic Scholar as a foundational software that they can extract articles and other journal information from.